everybody, welcome back to Crossed Wires. Hey y'all, glad to see you survived the last episode and came back for more. Now, before we get into the good stuff, let me just say, stick around to the end because I've got a surprise that's truly out of this world. Seriously, you do not want to miss it. Pack your bags, folks, because we're headed to, yep, you guessed it, another island. Now, this is where things get straight up misfit, honey. I jumped over to my PC and boom, Misfit Island was born. And yes, that's another island. At this point, I've got more islands than a cruise line. Okay? Somebody call National Geographic because I'm out here making map makers sweat. If you're still keeping track at home, you deserve more than a geography badge. You need a whole honorary degree. Welcome to the wild world of my parts, where the only rule is, if it ain't extra, it ain't Marvy. Let's talk about that entrance sign. I wanted it to say Misfit Island. But making fonts from basic shapes in Planet Coaster is like trying to write cursive with a potato. I tried, I really did. But after wrestling with curves, corners, and my own sanity, I just left it at island. The misfit is implied. Kinda like my patience. All right, buckle up because Misfit Island is where my roller coaster collection really starts showing off. This is the world premiere for these rides. Think of it as their first walk down the red carpet, without all the flashing lights and no wardrobe malfunctions. So for this park, you're getting the full POV experience. In the future, if you see these same tracks rolling through another park, don't be surprised if you just get a quick highlight reel or a cameo spin. Gotta keep it fresh, right? Okay, let's talk about this queue line. I went custom on this, y'all. I tried to make a sign with basic shapes. Basic shapes! That sign nearly broke my spirit. I was sitting there like, why did I do this to myself? This is not what I signed up for. And that font, look, it's not perfect, but it's got character. You ever try to make an S out of rectangles? That's not art, that's a cry for help. But hey, I made it happen. If you ever want to test your patience, try spelling out a word with nothing but squares and circles. You'll be side-eyeing your computer like it owes you money. Now, get ready for Enchanted Spiral. This ride spins you around so much, you'll forget which way is up, down, or even if you paid your bills this month. Next up, Fairy Frenzy. Now, let's get something straight. Those fairies, straight off the workshop shelf. I didn't make a single change. I saw them, I liked them, I hit download. Why mess with perfection, right? But don't let the word junior fool you. This queue is custom and I put in work. You stroll in thinking it's gonna be all sweet and innocent, and then bam, fairies everywhere. colors popping, and you're standing in line like, did I just step into a glitter tornado? I had so much sparkles on my screen, I needed sunglasses just to finish the building. And those little fairy details? Look, even though I didn't tweak the fairies, I was still in there fussing over the wings like I was getting paid by the feather. But don't sleep, this ride's got a lot of attitude. It looks all cute, but by the end, you're clutching your pearls and blaming the fairies for your new hairdo. Now, Retro Racer is a whole production. I made a custom sign for this one too. And let me tell you, trying to make 50s style letters with basic shapes, that's a test of patience right there. I was hunched over my computer squinting, mumbling, who needs curves anyway? I even did original artwork, real 50s dino vibes. The Q? Oh, it's not just a line, it's a full-on memorabilia museum. You're walking through, looking at all this retro goodness, thinking, dang, Marvy, you didn't have to show out like this. But I did, because I care. And maybe I'm just a little extra. So buckle up. Retro Racer is about to shake you, rattle you, and roll you straight back into the days when soda cost a nickel and nobody had Wi-Fi. Let's go. All right, let me set the scene for y'all. This coaster, oh, it's a straight up transplant. I plucked this thing right out of another park I started and just dropped it into the 50s area here because honestly, I needed something to fill that cave. The name, Alien Abyss. Does it match the 50s theme? Absolutely not. Did I remember to give it a name? Child, please. Alien Abyss is just happy to be here, living its best borrowed life. Now listen, don't get too hung up on the name just yet. When we finally make it to that park where this coaster was born, you better believe I'm giving you the full POV tour so you can see exactly why it's called Alien Abyss. For now, enjoy its cameo, and whatever you do, don't ask the aliens for directions. Okay, let's talk about Steam Odyssey. First of all, don't even think about asking me for a cappuccino at this station. This is not your local coffee shop. I wanted to bring some steampunk drama to the park, and baby, did I deliver. I was out here placing pipes, wheels, and random metal thingamajigs like I was getting paid by the gear. Now let's keep it real. I started the queue line, I really did. But my ADHD said, nope. And I was just like wandering off to the next shiny thing. So if you walk up and wonder why the queue line looks like a steampunk construction zone, just know you're witnessing pure unfiltered Marvy energy. If you can make it through all of these twists and turns without needing a GPS or a snack break, you're officially a legend in my book. All right, now Galaxy Expedition. This one right here is for the folks who think zero gravity is just a suggestion. I built this coaster for the adrenaline addicts, the thrill seekers, and anyone who's ever said, let's see what this button does. The queue? Oh, it's full of cosmic chaos. I had stars, planets, and enough neon to light up a rave. By the time you get to the launch, you're already halfway to orbit. And let me tell you, this ride's got enough torque to make your grandma clutch her pearls, her wig, and maybe even her dentures. If you're not screaming, you're probably passed out. Now, let's get to Tweaker. This ride right here, pure chaos on two wheels. I wanted to create something that feels like you just chugged 3 energy drinks, nailed a TikTok dance, and then challenged a cheetah to a foot race. In my mind, the queue line, ooh baby, it was a whole experience. I pictured revved up motorbike vibes everywhere, chrome shining, neon lights, engines roaring, people walking in slow motion like they were in a music video. You'd be strutting through that line, checking your reflection in chrome, thinking, am I about to ride a roller coaster or join a biker gang? But let's be real, none of that happened, not a single bit. I didn't decorate the queue at all. My ADHD said, queue line, child please, we got a coaster to build. So if you're looking for that dream sequence, you'll have to use your imagination. In reality, you just show up, hop on, and hope you survive the ride. By the time you get on this thing, you're either hyped, terrified, or both. Hang on, because Tweaker is about to take you on a ride that will have you questioning your coffee intake. All right, let's talk about Stellar Strike. If coasters had a class reunion, this one would show up in a limo, sunglasses on, acting like it invented roller coasters. Big stats, big flash, big look at me energy. Now let's talk about that queue line. I went for Alien Cove chic. You walk in and there are roots everywhere, looking like giant space spiders set up shop. I hung up some plants so it looks like you're walking past a bunch of unhatched alien eggs. Not gonna lie, it's not a full-on wall-to-wall decorated queue, but listen, I did my best. If you start feeling like you're being watched by a family of 8-legged aliens, just keep moving. That means the illusion is working. The whole vibe is a little creepy and just weird enough to make you wonder if you're about to board a spaceship or star in your own sci-fi movie. And remember, there are a few versions of this coaster floating around my parks, but this is the OG. Prepare to be impressed, or at least hold on to your wig, because you might just lose it on the first launch. Alright, let's keep it 100. Rainbow Ridge Rattler is all about the ride, not the scenery. The queue line? Meh, I'm not gonna even pretend. It's kinda like waiting in line at the DMV with less paperwork and more tumbleweeds. The ride itself? Not exactly a rainbow explosion. Honestly, it could use a little more pizzazz. And don't get me started on that station. That thing is out here begging for a roof and a makeover like it's on a home renovation show. But you know what? Forget the decorations because this coaster is fast and cool. Sometimes you don't need all the bells and whistles, just a wild ride and a little bit of nerve. So hang on tight and don't judge the Rattler by its cover. And now we've got Rustler's Revenge. Last on the list, but trust me, this one is not here to behave. I was clearly in my chaotic energy area when I named this ride, and it shows. You see that name? You already know this coaster is gonna start some mess and then act all innocent when security shows up. Let's talk about this queue. Western? Oh, it's Western, all right. So Western, I half expect a tumbleweed to roll up and ask me for my autograph. It's got enough attitude to make a cowboy question his career choices and enough dust to make your allergies sign a waiver. You walk through that line and you're not just waiting for a ride, you're entering a showdown. I mean, this coaster's got more drama than a group chat after somebody leaves the conversation. So grab your hat and hold on to your self-respect because Rustler's Revenge is about to take you for a ride and then text you, "New phone, who this?" when it's over. If you manage to step off this thing with your edges and your pride still intact, you're a legend. And honestly, you might want to check if you're still in one piece. Giddy up, Buttercup, and remember this coaster does not do apologies or refunds. All right, you've made it this far, so get ready because that out of this world surprise I promise you is coming up next. This is the moment I have been waiting for. The surprise I teased at the start. Oh, it's here, and it's about to snatch your edges and your expectations. Buckle up because Alien Outbreak is about to take you somewhere you've never been before. Well, unless you've been abducted. And then in that case, welcome back. Now listen, this is my very first dark ride, and let me tell you, I did not come to play. I came to snatch wigs, raise eyebrows, and make you question every decision you made before stepping into this queue. We've got lasers, aliens, flashing lights, so much drama, you'd think you just walked into a family reunion right after somebody put raisins in a potato salad. Now everybody's side-eyeing, Aunt Brenda's about to throw hands, and you've got cousins plotting their escape through the laundry room. It's wild, it's messy, and trust me, nobody's coming out of this without a story or a strong opinion about potato salad. And when I say I was proud, honey, I mean I was strutting around my computer like I just cured the common cold. I was ready to rent a billboard, call Oprah, and make an acceptance speech in my living room. Somebody come look at this. No, seriously, stop what you're doing and come look at this masterpiece. I was hovering over that workshop upload button like it was the button for $1 million. And then, bam, this game hits me with, not today, superstar. Oh, I was hot. I'm talking, you ever get all comfy in bed and realize that you left your phone in the other room mad? I almost had to go outside and scream at the skyline. But don't worry, I figured it out. So sooner or later, y'all might just get to ride this beauty, even if it's in that vintage Planet Coaster 1 flavor. Because greatness never goes out of style. So get ready. Alien Outbreak is about to have you screaming, laughing, and maybe rethinking some of your life choices. Let's get abducted, y'all. So, to recap, Misfit Island is where the real action and the real coaster drama begins. Remember, this is the only time you'll see these coasters in all their glory. If they show up in another park, I'll just hit you with the highlights, like a greatest hits album, but with more screaming. Next episode might be a quickie, because honestly, I recycled half these coasters like a pro. But hey, if you're enjoying the ride, I'll keep building and occasionally accidentally deleting parks for you. Remember, always save your parks under a new name, or don't, and get more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Like